Unatira Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivardhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana. Okay, now are we still on? Okay. This is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, verse number, did you say 9? Okay, yeah. Huh? Number 10, okay. Okay, a very nice one. Prayana Prayana Kale Manasa Chalena Bhaktya Yukto Yoga Balena Chaiva Pruvor Madhye Pranam Aveshya Samyak Satam Param Purusham Upaiti Divyam. Prayana Kale Manasa Chalena Bhaktya Yukto Yoga Balena Chaiva Pruvor Madhye Pranam Aveshya Samyak Satam Param Purusham Upaiti Divyam. Prayana Kale Manasa Chalena Bhaktya Yukto Yoga Balena Chaiva Bruvor Madhye Pranam Aveshya Samyak Satam Param Purusham Upaiti Divyam. Okay, we'll do the word for word. Prayana Kale. At the time of death, Manasa, by the mind, Achalena, without its being deviated, Bhaktya, in full devotion, Yukta, engaged, Yoga Balena, in full devotion, Bhaktya, in full devotion, excuse me.
前面有个词 bhaktya 在全然的奉爱之中
Yoga Balena,
Yoga Balena,
by the power of the mystic yoga.
以神秘瑜伽的力量
Cha,
Cha,
also,
也
certainly, Eva, certainly,
Eva 肯定的
Ruvo,
Ruvo,
the two eyebrows,
两眉之间
Madhya,
Madhya,
between,
在什么什么之间
Pranam,
Pranam,
the life air,
生命之气
Aveshya,
Aveshya,
establishing,
安处
Samyak,
Samyak,
completely,
完全的
Sa,
Sa,
he,
他
Tam,
Tam,
that,
那
Param,
Param,
transcendental,
超然的
Purusham,
Purusham,
personality of Godhead,
人格神手
Upaiti,
Upaiti,
Divyam, achieves,
达到
Divyam
Divyam
in the spiritual kingdom.
在灵性的王国。
One who, at the time of death, fixes his life hair between the two eyebrows, and by the strength of yoga, with the undeviating mind, engages himself in remembering the Supreme Lord in full devotion, will certainly attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
译本：人在临死的时候，借助瑜伽的玄秘力量，将生命之气灌注在两眉之间，一心一意，在全然奉爱之中想着至尊主，就必然能到达至尊人格神手。
Translation: One who, at the time of death, fixes his life hair between the eyebrows, and by the strength of yoga, with undeviating mind, engages himself in remembering the Supreme Lord in full devotion, will certainly attain to that Supreme Personality of Godhead.
译本：人在临死的时候，借助瑜伽的玄秘力量，将生命之气灌注在两眉之间，一心一意，在全然奉爱之中想着至尊主，就必然能到达至尊人格神手。
In this verse, it is clearly stated that at the time of death, the mind must be fixed in devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For those practiced in yoga, it is recommended that they raise the life force between the eyebrows to the Agya Chakra. The practice of Satkriya Yoga, involving meditation on the 6 chakras, is suggested here. A pure devotee does not practice such yoga, but because he is always engaged in Krishna consciousness, at death he can remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead by his mercy. This is explained in verse 14. Can translate that paragraph?
OK， 要旨，在这节诗清楚地说明了，人临死的时候必须将心意以奉爱的精神专注至尊人格神手。对那些修习瑜伽的人，这里推荐他们将生命之气提到两眉之间，即眉心轮。在这里提到了6轮瑜伽修习法，其中包括对6个脉轮的冥想。而一位纯粹的奉献者并不修习这种瑜伽，但因为他总是在 Krishna 知觉中，死亡时便能记着主的恩赐，想着至尊人格守神。这将在第14章中解释。
Okay, next paragraph. The particular use of the word yoga balena is significant in this verse because without practice of yoga, whether Satkriya Yoga or Bhakti Yoga, one cannot come to this transcendental state of being at the time of death. One cannot suddenly remember the Supreme Lord at death. One must have practiced some yoga system, especially the system of Bhakti Yoga. Since one's mind at death is very disturbed, one should practice transcendence through yoga during one's life.
这节诗中特别用了玄秘瑜伽力量一词，这也是极富深意的。因为如果不修习瑜伽，无论是6轮瑜伽或是奉爱瑜伽，人在临死的时候都无法到达这种超然的境界。临死的时候本然间想起至尊主，这是不可能的。一定要修习过某些瑜伽，特别是奉爱瑜伽。死亡的时候心意非常的紊乱，因此人应该在有生之年应当通过瑜伽修习超然。
Okay, so Mama Gyana Timirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chaksurmilitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupa Raghunatham Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Prijana Sahita Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Cha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarane Vanchakalpa Trubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namani Gora Tushe Namaha. Pashatatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakti Shaktikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Jayatam Surato Pangor Mamamandar Matergati Mat Sarvasya Padambojo Shishi Radha Madana Mohano Divyad Kalpadru Madha Shiman Rat Nagara Singhasanasto Shishi Radha Shila Govinda Devo Prestali Visevimano Swami Shiman Rasa Rasaramba Vangsi Vita Tatastitaha Karshan Venu Sunar Gopi Gopinatha Shiristana Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Jai. So, welcome. This is of course, every verse in the Bhagavad Gita is wonderful, but some stand out because they're very specific.
欢迎大家。那么，博家梵歌的每一个世界都非常的棒，但是这个世界呢，就又特别的突出。
And there's a few words, that come up again and again, and these are very key words.
这里有几个词是反复的出现，所以这些词呢，应该是关键词。
Undeviating mind.
有个词讲到是毫不偏离的心意。
And remembering the Lord, undeviating.
就是毫不偏离的想着。
Not distracted by any other thoughts, any other people, any condition.
不会受到任何的思想、人事的干扰。
So we find that idea everywhere in Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita.
关于这个毫不偏离的想着这个概念呢，在博家梵歌从前之后都有。
Satatam kirtayantam, always.
Satatam kirtayantam 就是总是不断的。
Nityam Bhagavata Seva, always, every day.
又有 Nityam Bhagavatam Seva 呀，就是永恒的每一天。
In the beginning of the Bhagavatam, it says it must be unmotivated and uninterrupted.
在博家瓦坛的开始就讲到，应该毫无动机的，而且不中断的。
So that means unmotivated. We have to be motivated, but not by material goals.
这里提到毫无动机，当然我们做任何事情都肯定是有个出发点，有个动机，但是这里强调的是没有物质的动机。
We have to be motivated for pleasing Krishna and Guru.
我们的动机就是为了取悦 Krishna 和灵性导师。
And pleasing devotees. That's motivated to please the Guru and Krishna.
所以呢，我们的动机就是为了取悦 Guru 和 Krishna。
When Shyamasundar Prabhu, who did so much in the very early days for Prabhupada, he said everybody just worked so hard. They just wanted to see Prabhupada smile.
那么有一位什么孙德帕普，他早年的时候为舍帕帕的做了很多服务，然后他说，当时大家在一起做服务，唯一的愿望就是能够看到舍帕帕的微笑。
Didn't need anything else, any money or anything.
他们当时觉得什么都不需要， 钱啊，任何的东西都不需要。
So much was accomplished.
所以当时就获得了巨大的成就。
So we have to strive for that kind of thing.
所以我们应该努力的去达到那种状态。
So here it says, full devotion. That's another.
讲到
We find,
全然的奉爱。
with love and devotion, even both words together.
在这里讲到就是奉献和爱这两个方面都要有。
Love means we just want to give to Krishna. Real love.
那么
Love means giving anyway, like a mother with her child. They don't worry about themselves.
那么爱意味着给予，就好像母亲照顾孩子，她不考虑自己，只想着孩子。
And then they become very, very happy, just doing everything only for that child, seeing it happy, watching it grow.
但是母亲当她为孩子完全的去付出的时候，我们可以看到母亲她非常的快乐。
So devotees are very, very happy to see the guru pleased, the other devotees pleased.
因此，奉献者看到临近导师被取悦，看到其他的奉献者高兴，他们也感到非常的高兴。
To see new devotees growing in Krishna consciousness.
看到新奉献者在 Krishna 知觉中不断的成长。
So devotion and love and faith also.
所以这个
Undeviating
它是
faith.
带着这个奉献服务奉爱，它带着爱的情感以及怀着信心做的。
Guru and Krishna, not thinking of something else.
他们想的是 Guru 和 Krishna，而不是想着其他的愿望。
Not thinking, well, let me try this and see what I think.
他们没有想，哎呀，这个试试看吧，那个试试看吧。
But we believe this is the perfect thing. There's nothing better to be doing with our life.
而是怀着信心，我们相信做这个就是我们生命达到完美的道路。
No matter how much troublesome it is, or difficulties, devotee knows I'm on the right path.
无论遇到多大的麻烦困难，奉献者总是确信我是走在正确的路上。
So that's happening. We have faith. This is the right thing. We believe what Krishna says.
这就是我们怀有信心，相信 Krishna 所说的是正确的。
So an intelligent devotee thinks, if he's having some difficulty or, am I really undeviating? What am I doing wrong? And then he gets Krishna helps. And call out to Krishna, you have to help me. I can't do this. I don't know anything.
所以，因为真正的奉献者，当他在做服务的时候遇到困难，他要考虑是不是自己有偏离或者有不对的地方，于是他就会向 Krishna 请求帮助。Krishna， 我不知道，请帮助我。
So Krishna is teaching this Bhagavad Gita for everyone.
因此 ，Krishna 在佛家梵歌中教导每一个人。
So he talks about, the mystic yoga and all these things but that's very difficult. He even mentions it.
所以呢，他为了适应所有人，他就教导了有关于学密瑜伽的这些内容。但实际上，这些做起来是非常困难的。
So that kind of yoga, it can help, someone to learn how to really concentrate their mind on one thing, but then they have to know to concentrate on Krishna and devotion.
一个人他如果真的能够做到这样子，把心意完全专注于一点，那么这种神秘瑜伽练习方式也是会起效的。
Bhakti yogi doesn't have to do all this tapasya and exercises and pranayama because he's always serving Krishna.
但是奉爱瑜伽却不需要做这些机械的苦行，他不要去做这个控制呼吸啊，控制这个专注心意啊，这样子，只是去做奉爱服务。
So he's always remembering, oh yeah, time to make offering. We get some food, we want to offer to Krishna. We want to chant every day. So at the time, if we're doing that our whole life, at the time of death, Krishna will make sure you remember because he's in the heart.
那一个奉献者，他就是想着，现在该供奉了，我有这个食物应该供奉给 Krishna， 现在要念诵了。那么他一生当中的生活都是这样在想着 Krishna， 所以当他死亡的时候，因为 Krishna 是在他内心的超灵，所以就会让他想着自己。
And even if the body is completely devastated, or the brain is dead, or whatever, Krishna, you can still remember Krishna because you're not the body. He'll make you remember.
即便是你的身体非常的糟糕，然后情况躯体就是问题很多，但是因为你不是躯体，所以呢 ，Krishna 在临死的时候还是能够帮助你。
So that's, if you're remembering Krishna all your life and practicing every day, Krishna will make sure you remember him at the time of death. We've just been making that effort.
如果我们在有生之年每天都能练习着来通过奉爱服务记着 Krishna， 那么在死亡的时候 ，Krishna 就自然的就容易让这样的一位奉献者在没有很大困难情况下就能想着他。
If we think, well, I can enjoy now, and then, when I get old or at the time of death, then I'll remember Krishna. But you'll remember what you've been doing your whole life.
但是如果你想现在就让我享受吧，等我老了时候再去想着 Krishna， 但实际上你一生所做的事情就是你死亡的那时候经常会想起的事情。
So that's why Krishna recommends Bhakti Yoga, because the other one's very difficult.
这也是为什么 Krishna 在这里特别推荐奉爱的道路，因为其他的途径是非常困难的。
Especially in this age,
尤其是在这个年代。
But kirtan, Sankirtan with many people chanting, it's not so difficult.
唱诵齐诵，很多人一起唱诵，所以这种方法呢不是很难。
Taking only Krishna Prasadam is sometimes a little hassle if we're traveling or something, but it's not like really difficult so much.
还有比方说荣耀 Krishna 的 Prasadam， 虽然有时候因为旅行等原因要兼做也不容易，但是这实际上不是太难的事情。
It's a little troublesome.
当然会有一些麻烦。
So, Hare Krishna, that we can remember Krishna by that.
我们唱诵 Hare Krishna， 我们也可以通过这样子的唱诵来想着 Krishna。
By chanting the holy name.
念诵圣名。
Shravanam Kirtanam Smaranam. Shravana means hearing. We hear about Krishna.
Shravana 我们聆听有关于 Krishna 的事情。
We'll talk about Krishna.
然后我们又讲述这些事情。
If we talk about Krishna, we'll remember Krishna.
如果我们经常讲有关 Krishna 的事，那么我们就能够记着 Krishna。
Shravanam Kirtanam Smaranam. That automatically follows remembering.
Shravanam Kirtanam Smaranam 就是聆听，然后讲述，然后自然就会想念着、记忆着。
So to remember Krishna without actively trying to serve Krishna would be very difficult.
但是如果你不去主动积极的去服务 Krishna， 却只是想要想 Krishna， 这样子也很难。
So like the four Kumaras, they were doing that.
比如说是库马尔兄弟，他们只是冥想。
And they were fully satisfied meditating on something within.
然后他们通过冥想自己内在，他们感到非常的满足。
But they weren't, practicing devotional service.
但是呢，他们却没有做些实际的奉爱服务。
But then when they went to Vaikuntha and they actually saw Vishnu.
当他们到了Vaikuntha，看到主 Vishnu 的时候。
And they smelled the breeze coming from his feet of the Tulsi.
然后他们闻到了真主莲花足下的图拉斯叶的芬芳。
They were overwhelmed. They were bewildered like anything.
然后他们惊呆了，哇，怎么会这么好？
And then they would start to remember Krishna.
然后他们就开始又想起 Krishna，
They wanted to serve.
他们就心中有一种想要服务的愿望。
That's the process. That's what happens.
所以这就是这个过程发生的情况。
And that's what happens to us also. You know, we
然
don't,
后我们身上的情况也是如此。
in this day and age, most of us, you know, we might have done a little meditation or, you know, done some kind of mantras or something, but nothing really serious most of the time.
我们看到有很多人，他们喜欢去坐禅冥想，但是呢，他们会做一些这样子的活动，但他们实际上没有非常认真的去投入这个事情。
Or maybe somebody did seriously practice some kind of meditation or yoga, but they just found it boring or something.
尽管有些人也非常认真的去做一些瑜伽冥想，但是后来他们会发现，只是冥想很枯燥。
So, but then somehow we get to Bhagavad Gita, we hear a kirtan, or we taste prasadam, and everything lights up all of a sudden.
但是不知怎么的这样的人，他接触到了国家梵歌，聆听到了唱诵，让荣耀到不杀的。那这个时候呢，他这种内心的爱，他才会被激活。
For many people, it's like, especially if someone's been trying a little bit, you know, to do something, and when they meet devotees and they join a kirtan, or they suddenly realize so much.
这种情况经常发现，尤其是有些人他刚刚开始接触到这些冥想的内容，后来他们一下子就碰到奉献者参加唱诵，然后他就会有很多的感受。
But we still meet a few people that say, well, chanting doesn't work.
但是呢，我们也会遇到有一些人，他们哪怕是开始了唱诵，他们也觉得没有什么感受。
Even sometimes someone that's been chanting and practicing, you know, it seems like for a long time.
有时候甚至这样的人，他在念诵、唱诵了很久之后，他们还觉得没有什么感受。
They might have been apparently very expert at kirtan or, you know, doing very nice puja.
尽管他们唱诵唱得非常优美，他们做 RT 也非常好。
Learning all the mudras and mantras and everything.
然后什么瑜伽的手印啊、曼陀啊，他们都会。
Maybe even lecturing very nicely.
他们甚至能够很好的去讲述这门哲学。
But it's true, chanting won't work sometimes.
但是有时候对这样的人而言，念诵圣名还是不会起作用。
If you're looking for material gain by chanting, it doesn't work.
就是说，如果你是为了获得物质的利益才去唱诵的话，那么是不会有效果的。
We'll never be satisfied.
我们不会满足的。
If we're trying to please our own senses or please the karmis or something, you know, with our
如果
talent.
我们的唱诵只是为了取悦我们自己，或是取悦一些物质主义者，那么这样的唱诵是不会起效果的。
But if we're chanting for the pleasure of Krishna, because Krishna likes to hear it, then we can make great advancement.
但是如果你是为了取悦 Krishna 去唱诵，因为 Krishna 很喜欢我们唱诵，那么这样子你就能够获得极大的灵性的进步。
And the more we can focus on that and just concentrate to chant, you know, then, but for Krishna's pleasure, not just getting all the notes right or something, or pronouncing everything perfectly.
如果你越多的努力，去让我们的注意力专注于这个圣名 专注于为了取悦 Krishna， 而不是说在乎这个唱诵的有多么优美，我的发音有多标准。
You know, if we're reading Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, trying to find some good arguments to prove that we know more than somebody else, we won't be satisfied by that.
如果一个人他阅读佛家梵歌，阅读圣典佛家瓦坛，只是从中来找到一些话语，能够向别人展示，或者是去跟别人辩论，展示我知道的比你多，那么这样子的阅读是不会有太大的效果。
But if we're doing it to try to please Krishna, even if we don't do it perfectly, Krishna will be very happy and we'll feel very satisfied.
但是如果我们唱诵聆听是为了满足取悦 Krishna， 那么即便是我们做的不完美，那么 Krishna 他仍然会很高兴，于是我们内心会感到极大的满足。
Because Krishna likes the effort we make.
因为 Krishna 看重的是我们所做的努力。
Krishna eats the devotion.
Krishna 他吃的话是吃的是奉献者的奉爱。
Prabhupada also.
圣帕帕的也是这样子。
It's consciousness, you know, and whatever we do in the consciousness. If we're really thinking, I want to do this for Krishna, then it becomes very blissful.
就是所以重要的是我们做这些事情时候的知觉。如果我们真是怀着为 Krishna 而去做的知觉，这样子的话 ，Krishna 就会很被取悦。
And of course, we want to do things nicely also.
Sorry, Marge.
We can't say, I'm doing it for Krishna, so it doesn't matter if it's burnt rice or something. No. If we're really trying to do it for Krishna, we'll be praying for help all the time and do things very nicely.
我们不是说这是给 Krishna 做的，所以无论做好做坏都没关系。我们应该的心态是，这是为 Krishna 做的，所以呢，我们应该努力的祈求 Krishna 帮助，尽力的把事情做好。
I heard several times, you know, devotee burnt the rice or something.
经常，咕噜会看到奉献者做饭的时候把饭给煮焦了。
And Prabhupada said, why did you do that?
圣帕帕就会问，你怎么了？你怎么可以这样做？
And she said, oh, Krishna's mercy.
然后这个奉献者就会说，这是 Krishna 的仁慈。
Prabhupada said, don't blame Krishna for your stupidity.
圣帕帕的就会说，你不要因为你的愚蠢来把这个责任推给 Krishna。
Of course, everything is Krishna's mercy, and we can learn something.
当然，所有一切事情都是 Krishna 仁慈，我们从中总是可以学到一些内容。
You know, we can learn to be more careful so we don't burn it.
我们比方说从做错事这件事情上就可以学会，我们下次要小心一点。
But we know when we're cooking, you have to concentrate. You can't just forget about something and it burns.
但是我们要知道，在做饭的时候，我们要很专心，不能因为其他事情而忘记了在做饭。这样子的话，做的东西就会煮糊掉。
So when we do just concentrate like anything, you know, we'll feel very happy.
所以我们在做任何事情的时候，我们全心一心一意的去做，这样子我们自己也会感到很快乐。
And it'll come out very nice.
而且结果也会很好。
Because Krishna will help devotees. We're always asking Krishna, you have to help me, I don't know what I'm doing. And he'll help us.
因为 Krishna 很喜欢奉献者祈求他的帮助。当你在做的时候，你就像 Krishna， 我不知道怎么做，请你帮助我。然后 Krishna 就很开心。
So we have, you know, so many examples of that. And so trouble, like Queen Kunti prayed for more trouble.
Oh, sorry, Krishna. Maharaj, the voice cannot hear.
Queen Kunti prayed for more trouble, you know.
就像 Kunti 皇后，她会祈祷能够让自己遇到更多的麻烦。
And she had plenty of trouble already.
尽管她 的一生当中已经有很多困难。
But she said, when there's trouble, then we think of Krishna, then we cry out to Krishna.
但是他想，如果只有在我们面临困难的时候，我们才会想着 Krishna， 才会向 Krishna 祈求帮助。
If everything's always really nice, then we think, okay, everything's okay, can relax
如
now.
果事事都顺顺当当的，我们就会想，哎呀，没事，都很好的一切。
But in the material world, everything is, any minute something can happen. The devotees always praying to Krishna, help me stand up, help me to sleep, help me to, not eat too much, help me to walk to the temple, because we're not the doer, but Krishna will help us. Then we're begging for more help than that, but, we're helping to serve properly with a good consciousness. Krishna has to teach us.
但是我们知道，在物质世界，每一步随时随刻都可能发生危险，所以一个奉献者他会时刻的向 Krishna 祈求帮助。哦 ，Krishna， 请你帮助我站起来，请你帮助我睡觉，请你帮助我的腿能够去到 Krishna 庙宇。那么当然，奉献者会向 Krishna 祈求更多。Krishna， 请让我为您做服务，让我以正确的知觉来做这些服务。
So, Krishna will help.
所以这样子 ，Krishna 就会来帮助我们。
And we have to remember, I'm not so special.
我们应该时刻记住，我不是什么特别的人物。
Everything is the mercy of Krishna.
一切都是仰赖于 Krishna 的仁慈。
So devotees are fortunate because we practice, we have things to do every day. Even not eating meat, not intoxication, that requires to remember Krishna. Why are we doing that?
所以奉献者很幸运，每天呢都有很多事情可以为 Krishna 而做。尽管我们要遵守这个不吃肉、不饮食麻醉品这些规范之外的话，我们应该练习的总是能够想着 Krishna。
Why don't you drink and smoke like everybody else? Right?
我们也应该知道为什么我们不去做那些规范原则之外的事情，为什么我们不去喝酒啊，不要去吃那些具有麻醉的东西。
Well, we know because it's pleasing to Krishna, pleasing to Guru.
因为我们知道，如果我们遵守这些规范原则的话，那么 Guru 和 Krishna 他们会对我们感到满意。
Guru knows how difficult in Kali Yuga, to avoid these things.
Guru 他们知道，在这卡利年代要避免这些罪恶活动是很难的。
So he's very happy when someone decides, okay, I'm going to just stick to Krishna.
所以当有人努力的去做到的时候，他们就会感到很高兴，并且帮助我们能够坚持 Krishna 知觉。
Surrender is simple.
所以所要做的只是臣服皈依，很简单。
It just means you do whatever Krishna wants.
就是意味着无论 Krishna 想要我们做什么，我们就去做什么。
Prabhupada another time he said the mantra means please, you're begging, please accept me. Krishna, please accept me.
圣帕帕德也说过，这个曼陀罗 Mahamantra 呢，它的意思是 Krishna， 求求你接受我。
So Prabhupada gave the essence,
在这里 Krishna 圣帕帕德提出了这个曼陀的精髓。
He simplified everything, but the essence is all we need.
他把很多的程序都简化了，但是呢，却把其中的精髓给提出来。
So, but we're begging the Mahamantra Radharani, Krishna, please let me learn how to serve, by the mercy of devotees. And, we're dependent, we need devotees. On our own, what could we do?
所以我们在念曼陀罗的时候，我们就在祈求 Radharani Krishna， 请让我为你们做服务吧。请让我在灵气导师指导下为您做服务。
So I see some long thing from Rajendra, so let's see what he has to say.
OK， 好，那么咕噜看到了仁川普发了一个很长的问题，我们来看一下。OK， 好，那这个 Priya Mata 的翻译，今天是 Ekadasi， 请问帕布帕德在 Ekadasi 是全戒还是荣耀不杀的？荣耀什么？谢谢。Maharaj, first question. Today is Ekadasi, so I want to know whether Prabhupada eat at Ekadasi, or
Grains and no beans, otherwise he ate fruit, vegetables.
舍帕帕德他在阿卡达什日的话，他不吃五谷跟豆类，那么他就吃蔬菜跟水果。
So.
And grains, and he did take prasad, right?
Yes, regular. He didn't deviate from his schedule.
He didn't keep a full fast.
He did say, like when some devotees started doing Nirjala, and other devotees were saying, "What are they doing? This is not right." And Prabhupada said, "No, that's really Ekadasi." But the only thing that's required is not eat grains and beans. Other things, is all right. But if one can reduce the eating and do more service, but Prabhupada he was very regulated. He never disrupted the timings and regulations of his life. Therefore, he was able to do so much.
那古鲁说的是帕帕的他就是避免五谷跟豆类，就是按照规范去做。那么有时候有些，比方说在那个名言当中大卡达西，他也是坚持全戒的。那一般而言，就是分戒者所要求的就是戒食五谷跟豆类。那么当然有的分戒者如果根据情况，他可以做更多，就是说明他能够在阿卡达西是尽量减少饮食，然后有更多的时间来从事服务。但是说帕帕的他一般生活就是非常的规律，按时按点的进食睡眠，所以他能够做那么多事情，他是很按照时间规律的。
Is there more, or is there someone else?
Okay, yes. 好，第二个问题，也是这方面的问题。据说有的石头里有灵魂，却没有展示出生命的迹象；有的山脉有灵魂，这些是属于840万种生命的形式吗？鬼魂属于840万种生命种族中的一种吗？那么 Raksha 怎么解释呢？谢谢。Maharaj, it is said that they are soul even in stone, but the life symptom doesn't manifest. So we know that even in mountain they are soul. So is this kind of soul or this kind of life belong to the
8,400,000
life forms, and the ghost does the ghost belong to these 8 million life forms? Then how about Rakshasa and the Yakshas?
Yeah, they're all living entities.
Even mountains?
Well, not, that I'm not sure, but I heard some stones, not all. But if they are, there's no, the Shalagram Shila, of course, there's Krishna, but other stones are. But there's something there because different gems and things, they have different potencies. different effects.
在石头上呢，是有灵魂存在的。那么，比方说有些是沙拉冈西了，那么这是至尊主的代表。那还有一些就是，比方说宝石啊，它们不同的石头，它们是有不同的品质的。
So that must be something to do with the soul in there. Right?
所以肯定是因为跟它内在的灵魂有关，所以产生出不同的特性。
But it doesn't have consciousness.
但是这些石头呢，它们没有知觉。
That will come later.
这种生命的这种知觉的形式呢，以后将来才能够展示或者发展出来。
Ghosts are usually human. They're just one of the, ghosts are in some kind of a subtle body.
那些鬼魂呢，它一般是是人类，因为他们有这种精微的躯体。
So there's 400,000 different kinds of humans. Obviously, the Rakshasas, there's some like it, they're humans.
所以40万种人体的生命当中，包含这些鬼魂以及 Rakshasa 等，因为他们是某种形式的人体。
There's many different kinds.
就是这种种类是非常多的。
We don't know who they all are or anything like that.
我们其实搞不清楚他们是什么样子、什么形式呈现。
And it doesn't matter.
但是如果我们没有搞得很清楚，也没关系。
Human life is meant for, going back to Godhead.
人体生命就意味着我们要回归神手。
I just heard one devotee saying he asked Prabhupada.
Maharaj 他听到有一位分鉴的曾经问过神帕帕的。
Not about stones, but he said, when we offer flowers to the deity, what happens to the flower?
当时他问的不是关于石头的问题，他是问有关于鲜花。他说我们把鲜花供奉给神像，那么这个花会发生什么情况？
So Prabhupada said, the plant that flower came from will become human in their next life.
圣帕帕德回答说，这朵花采自于哪棵植物，那么这棵植物在下一生就会变成人。
So usually it would take a long time.
一般来说，从植物进化到人体生命需要很长的时间。
From a plant to go through so many different species.
就是需要经历很多很多的生物的种类。
Same thing. If the animal eats prasadam, then they can become human in the next life.
同样，如果动物吃到了 prasadam， 它来生也能够得到人体。
Prabhupada, one time the schoolboys at Gurukul, they were feeding the ducks in the park.
有一次呢，圣帕帕德看到那些古鲁库拉的孩子们，他们在院子里给小狗喂 prasadam。
And Prabhupada said that's very good, and those ducks, they'll become human in their next life because they eat prasadam.
是啊，帕帕说你们这样做很好，因为这些狗它们荣耀到了 prasadam， 来生就会变成人。
All right.
可以吗 ？Okay, Maharaj. Next question.
Okay.
好，下一个问题在临终的时候猛然想起 Krishna， 那是不可能的，必须练过瑜伽，尤其是分爱瑜伽才有可能。问题是我们活着的时候，虽然努力练分爱瑜伽，努力想 Krishna， 但还不是全天候的能想着 Krishna， 有的时候还想着我们的闺蜜、哥们儿、我们的女朋友、我们的老妈和老爸。在死亡的时候，怎么能100%的想着 Krishna 呢？如果不是100%的想着 Krishna， 就不得不再次投生，还得再玩一生，怎么办呢？有什么招数能在临终的时候临终的时候成功的想着 Krishna？ Rajnipa question and when one is dying, and if he wants to suddenly remember Krishna, that is impossible. So one has to practice yoga, especially Bhakti yoga. So my question is, when I was living, although I try to practice Bhakti yoga, try to remember Krishna, but sometimes, but I cannot remember Krishna a whole day. Sometimes I remember my good boyfriends, my girlfriends, my mother, my father.
Yeah.
So how can
Well, we have to remember that they're spirit souls also.
我们在想他们的时候，像这种爸爸妈妈、哥哥、姐姐、朋友的时候，我们应该想着他们也是灵性的灵魂。
And you're trying to remember Krishna, so therefore Krishna remembers you.
因为你在努力的去想 Krishna， 所以 Krishna 他也在想着你。
Krishna is very merciful.
Krishna 很仁慈，他也会想你。
All right.
So, the later part is if we remember these people, so how can we remember Krishna 10%, 100% when we are dying? If we are
Krishna will remind you. If you're trying to remember Krishna, at the time of death, Krishna in the heart will make sure you remember.
如果你努力的想要记着 Krishna， 那么在你死亡的时候，你内心的 Krishna 就会想办法让你能够想着他。
Sarvasya chaham riddhi sani visho, I'm in the heart, and from me comes remembrance, forgetfulness, and knowledge.
因为 Krishna 说，我是在生物体心中，记忆、知识、遗忘都来自于我。
So that's what Krishna will, when you try, even if you can't constantly remember Krishna, at that point you will, Krishna will make sure that you remember him. He's in the heart and he is very merciful. He remembers you trying to remember him. And he knows how difficult it is. So he will help you.
如果你努力的去想着 Krishna， 所以在死亡的时候 Krishna 在你内心会帮助你，使你能够想起他，因为 Krishna 他知道你做出了努力，想要去想着他，所以 Krishna 他非常的愿意给予帮助。
So of course we remember so many things because we've been around in this life even for a long time, and so many experiences and stuff, but we have to, everything is related to Krishna.
因为 Krishna 也知道我们要100%的想着他是很难的。那么我们在一生当中，我们经历了那么多人跟事情，所以我们肯定会想着这些事情。但是我们在想这些事情的时候，我们都要从中就是理解 Krishna 也临在于这些事情当中，人事当中。
So Krishna appreciates your effort.
Krishna 非常欣赏的是您的努力。
Okay? That's what we have to remember. That's why we say have faith in Krishna.
这也是为什么我们总是提到要想着 Krishna， 并且怀着信心去想着 Krishna。
Don't be lamenting, that you're not perfect, because Krishna doesn't want that. He just wants us to try to remember him.
不要为了你自己不能完美的做得很完美而感到悲伤。因为 Krishna 不在乎 ，Krishna 在乎的是你努力的做出了努力，想要去总是想着他。
Okay?
Yes.
So,
okay.
Thank you very much.
But there's another question. Should we?
Yeah, but.
Okay. Okay. The time is limited.
Put this just a minute.
Oh, okay. Here?
Okay.
In the bottle.
Maybe.
No, it'll get cold and I'm not ready yet. No.
Oh, okay.
Always put in here, but
Okay,
you have to
okay.
wash this because milk.
Okay.
Put it very hot and put it in.
Yes. Okay.
Because I don't always right away.
Chapati.
That's okay.
Hot again?
That's okay, but put this in here.
Yes.
Always.
Okay. Okay.
Because don't think that I'm just waiting to eat and I have to eat exactly when you come. I might have to change. That's why I said 8:30.
Yes.
But you didn't hear me because I don't speak your language.
Yes.
Okay, Sima-san, excuse me. Okay?
Oh, sorry, Marge. And the question from Krishna Papu. And he remember there's a thing happened in Xinyang. Now there's some senior devotee starting a nice program in Xinyang called the Yoga Culture Village. And many devotees confused whether this program was guided under the authority of GBC. So after 3 weeks, GBC didn't give any answer about it. So devotee said this program had been reported to all the spiritual masters. So he want to make sure whether you have know about this program and to give some guidance to the devotee who are doubt about this program.
Well, it definitely was a independent project. It wasn't, created. It was created by that person, right?
当然，就这个项目呢是一个独立的项目，是由主持这个项目的奉献者他自己想出来去创办这个项目的。
So we're going to have to, see what happens. I don't advise people to give up everything and go there because you don't know, it hasn't even started yet, And if somebody is really daring and has full faith, the idea sounds all right, but right?
那么库鲁他不是推荐奉献者放弃一切就去全身心的投入那个项目。当然，如果有的奉献者他很勇敢，也对于这个项目具有完全的信心，那么他们可以这样做。
Okay.
可以吗？这是
I asked Chandrasekhar Prabhu and he said, well, we have to wait, we don't know.
那咕噜也问过全世界跑步这个事情，那么全世界跑步的回答就是说，这个事情呢，我们要等看，也不知道结果会怎么样。
So nobody's against it, but we don't know how it's going to end up. It's just an idea now.
那现在呢，就是因为现在还只是一个想法，所以没有人反对这个项目，但是呢，也要看这个项目进展情况。好 ，Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay.
好 ，Thank you very much. 好，我们非常感谢 Kapshin Swami Maharaj 给这个积极的回答。
If you're confused, if you don't know, I suggest, you ask Chandrasekhar Prabhu and Tirtharaj and those people,
那么Guru 建议您呢去询问 Chandrasekhar Prabhu 或 Tirtharaj Prabhu。
Because they're on the ground, they know what's going on.
因为他们呢是更明白，就是说情况的进展。
So I don't know what's going on, if anybody's joining it or what.
咕噜也不是很清楚，就是有哪些人参加，现在情况是进展到什么程度。
All right.
Okay. Maharaj, another question.
Okay.
有一位叫做 Vash Navadasi，询问的问题 ，Hare Krishna 顶拜 Maharaj， 请问您传教派发书籍对人应有选择吗？有的人自创程序，利用分爱瑜伽的知识误导别人，这样的话，我们还派书给他吗 ？Hare Krishna Maharaj, I'll listen to you. And when you distribute the books, do you also choose the person? And if someone who created his own procession of Bhakti Yoga, the knowledge of Bhakti Yoga, and disguide others, can we distribute books to this kind of people? people they use books to disguise others.
We give them to everybody that will take it.
当然我们把书呢派给任何人，那么他们会接受书的。
Because they get some benefit.
所以当他们接受书的时候呢，他们得到了一些益处。
So, when we're distributing, it depends on what kind of conditions it is, but, we kind of approach everybody, but at first not so, we just from a distance see if they have some curiosity.
当我们派书的时候，虽然我们努着去接近任何人，但首先呢，我们也会在保持一定距离，然后看看这个人他是不是真的很好奇，真的有愿望。
Okay.
Maharaj, the problem is if someone who uses our books to distribute or this knowledge in a wrong way and just to maybe get some money or.
Well, how do we know that in the first place?
那么首先我们怎么知道这些人他会利用这些知识去误导别人呢？ Because they start some programs or they have their chart, free chart, just put in the.
Well, they're going to do that anyway, so still, they may make other people interested in the book that are nice, and they'll get the book and leave those other people.
那么这些人呢，可能会做这些不当的事情，但是呢，通过他们呢，他们也会让其他人得到这个经典。那么其他人可能会对这个经典会真正的感兴趣。
All right.
还有一个，那个在推荐大法帕布之前，我那有一个问题，您漏掉了，您看一下。
OK， 好。Maharaj Satyamataji 还有个问题，顶拜 Maharaj， 过新年了，单位给员工发了鱼肉酒等福利品，我应该如何处理这些东西？是带回家给其他家人，还是直接就不要这些东西呢？This is Maharaj, and the new year is coming, so many companies will distribute fish, meat, alcohol, wine to the employees. So how can I deal with these things? I put it to home and distribute to my family, or just reject it.
Again?
During Chinese New Year, so many company or office they will distribute fish, meat, wine to the employees. So how can I deal with these things? If I get these things, I just bring them to home and give to other family members, or just reject them.
Well, you can take them and throw it away, or,
你可以收下来，然后把它们给扔掉。
Also, sometimes if you give it as a gift to somebody who's going to be using it anyway, it makes good relationships, but better you give them something that's not like that.
当然，如果你把这些东西转送给其他人呢，可能你们会建立这种好的关系。但是最好的办法就是你送人的时候就要送这些东西，送其他的能够，就是送其他东西。
Not so extreme, but many times these yoga groups, they give, when we speak there, then they'll give some very expensive tea.
就是有的瑜伽团体他们会赠送一些非常昂贵的这种茶。
So if you just say thank you very much, you have good relationships.
那如果你只是接受下来，然后说非常感谢，这样子呢，你们的关系就会建立起来。
And then if you can have more association with them, then they can gradually learn. We don't take tea and all.
如果你们然后有机会更多的接触呢，然后慢慢的他们就会了解你不用这些茶，所以呢他们就不会再送你。
Because if we just say we don't take tea, that's inconceivable to people. Everybody say they don't think tea is just medicine.
因为如果我们一开始就拒绝收这个茶的话，他们就会觉得很怪异，因为他们觉得这个茶不算什么很严谨的东西，因为他们觉得这个喝茶还有利健康。
That's why the boss gives wine and stuff, because that's what people really like.
这也是为什么这些老板啊，这个领导啊，他们喜欢给员工派这些鱼肉的东西，因为他们觉得这个是人们很喜欢的东西。
When I was, high school time, my father, he had his own company, so he was sending gifts around to other people Christmas time.
那古鲁他上高中的时候呢，他父亲是开了一家公司，所以呢，他父亲就给其他人派礼物。
So I remember one year, he had a very, very nice lamp, for the light for the table, reading light. Kind of the latest thing, very nice.
然后有一年的话，他就扛了一只羊，就是送给大家。
And a bottle of whiskey.
还有一大瓶的 whisky。
So when I gave them that light, they'd look at it like, okay, what am I going to do with this?
A light?
Yeah, it was a desk light, for reading.
Oh,
very nice.
Light.
It was nice. A lamp or whatever you call it, a reading light.
Reading light.
Reading,
读书。
So you can see the book.
哦，那么他就把它放在这个读书的这个台灯下面，然后。
You have them in China. I see many, So. They didn't care much, but when I gave them the bottle of whiskey, they just get so happy. Even though that's just something that is finished in one day or something, 1 or 2 days. They just think it's such the greatest thing, So the boss gives stuff like that because it makes everybody really happy.
那刚才我们不是理解很清楚，就是咕噜他参加了一个读书这个活动，然后他父亲呢，就是最后给这个活动呢，他来送了一只羊跟一大瓶的 whisky， 这当时人们很开心。然后虽然这个 whisky 只能喝1-2天，但他们大家都很开心。所以这个老板他也是这个想法，就是年终的时候呢，给大家分这些东西呢，大家都会很高兴。
So better we just throw it away, but not in front of the boss,
所以这样的办法就是我们把他们给处理了。或扔了或什么，但是当然不是当着老板的面去这样做。
All right.
可以吗？
Because we don't want to be, distributing it, but we don't want to talk. We don't drink, like you're something special, because they think that's weird,
那么就是因为我们不想要在人们面前好像显得很特立独行的一样的。所以呢，我们就不在人当面这样做。
So when someone's giving you a gift, you better to accept it. I can tell one story.
如果有人送你礼物呢，最好的办法就是你收下来。那么咕噜在这里给我们讲一个故事。
One time I was distributing books at one, like a big carnival thing.
有一次呢，咕噜在一个地方派书。
Where everybody comes and they have the stupid rides and games and, it was a really big one.
那么在那个地方呢，人们就来来往往。
So we had a table for selling books.
他们呢就搭起了一张桌子，在上面就放上书，在那边派书。
And the lady next to us, she was selling, hot dogs.
那旁边有一个女士呢，她在卖热狗。
Really abominable meat,
就是那种很恶心的这种肉食。
That's the stuff that's on the floor and everything, you know. So she very kindly gave me one.
他
She
就非
somehow
常
liked it.
的有爱心的给了我一只热狗。
So I said thank you very much, and I set it somewhere.
然后咕噜就说啊，很感谢你。他接下来以后把这个热狗呢放到一边。
And after a while, one dog came.
那过了一会儿呢，一只小狗跑过来了。
So I gave it to the dog, and he was really happy.
然后他就把这个热狗呢喂给这小狗吃，那狗很开心。
So everyone was happy. She was happy that I accepted her gift, and the dog was happy that he could eat it, because the dog is a meat eater anyway. It's not sinful for him.
啊，那么那个卖热狗的女士看到咕噜这样做呢，那个女士也很开心，所以这样的过程当中，所有人都满足了。那个小狗呢，它吃了这个肉呢，因为它不会有夜饱反应。然后那个女士看到咕噜把这个热狗收下来了呢，那女士也很开心。
All right?
啊，可以吗
Inspired. Is it a holiday today or something? Everybody's... Usually the morning class we don't get so many questions.
Mommy, sorry, Maharaj, there's another 2 questions.
Okay, you have the New Year's holiday, huh?
No, today is special day, special mercy from you.
Yeah.
啊，那么还有2个问题，一个是幸运君提出来的，感恩亲爱的 Guru Day 的讲课，感恩摩塔吉的甜美翻译。我们每天阅读1章国家梵歌原意，如果忙的时候可以聆听奉献者有力的诵读录音吗？Thank you, dear Guru Dave. And every day we are asked to read 1 chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So, but sometimes when I'm very busy, and can I just listen to the reading of Bhagavad Gita of other devotees?
Yeah.
可以的。
It should be the same, but sometimes it's, you know, you concentrate more when you're reading. It's more likely that you...
当然听其他奉献者的诵读跟自己读呢是一样的，但是一般情况下，我们在听这个录音的时候呢，没有像我们自己读的时候那么专注。
Like sometimes I get into reading the Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita a lot, and I forget to read the Bhagavad Gita.
比方说有时候是Guru 呢也会因为花很多时间读薄伽瓦坛Chaitanya Charitamrita，然后就忘记了读薄伽梵歌。
So it's good to read every day. That's why if you make this schedule, okay, I'll read every day or I'll listen to Bhagavad Gita every day. That's what Krishna will accept as all the time. When it says nityam or satatam, it can also mean every day.
所以每天做好计划，我要读多少书，或者我要听这个录音，每天有计划的去做，这样子非常好的，因为 Krishna 会很满意这个我们这样去做。
So for devotees, there'll always be something reminding us of Krishna, even if we're busy forgetting Krishna.
奉献者如果由于这个工作生活很忙，那么他们总是有办法能够让自己无论怎么样来想着 Krishna。
One devotee, he was a book distributor in America.
曾经有一位奉献者，他是在美国派书。
And they used to put their name, they tell people, I'll put my name here. Like, here's a gift for you.
他们呢就会把这个名字写在上面，然后就他们请人们呢把名字登记下来，然后呢他们就送他们一本书。
Somehow other people like that.
有时候人们喜欢这样做。
So then he left Krishna consciousness.
后来过段时间呢，他就离开了 Krishna 知觉。
So he was what they call hitchhiking in America. You go on the road and just till somebody will give you a ride.
Oh, sorry.
We just, now hardly anybody does it, but you just stand on the highway and put your hand out and somebody stops and says, okay, you can ride with me.
有时候现在 可能这样的机会比较少了。以前的时候，人们就会在高速公路边上，然后就举个牌子，然后有人路过的话，就会把你载上。
So then you can travel for free, you know.
这样子的话，你就等于免费的可以去旅行了。
So he got a ride, and somehow they started talking about spiritual something. You know.
所以有一次呢，他就搭车，他就跟车里的人呢，不是怎么的就谈起有关灵性的话题。
So the guy said, "Well, I have one book right here in the car."
然后这个开车的人他就说：“啊，我车上刚好有一本书。”
So he took it out, and it was Bhagavad Gita, as it is, Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita.
然后他就打开这个书，发现这个书是圣帕帕德的《薄伽梵歌》。
And he opened it up, and there was his name.
他把书打开的时候，发现自己的签名就在这书上。
So he had distributed that book, and then
所以这本书事实上是他派出去的。
So he got bewildered, but Krishna saved him like that. So he went back, and he was long time he kept distributing books. You know, he got really inspired by that.
然后他就很困惑，你看 Krishna 竟然能够这样做，然后他因为很长时间他都派书嘛，所以这个事情就救了他。
Sometimes devotees get bewildered. They leave the, association of devotees. They go to the cinema house.
有时候奉献者也会偏离，然后他们由于联谊啊，然后他们可能会去电影院看电影。
So it used to be that many movies in America, they had the devotees a few minutes.
很有意思是，在美国有很多电影啊，他们其中都会拍到奉献者，可能里面有几分钟是在这个有给奉献者的镜头。
Usually just public chanting. So they go to the movie, and then the movie has devotees in it.
然后有一个奉献者，他可能就离开了这个Krishna 之夜休息，然后他就去电影院看电影，然后电影上呢就会在放，其中有些镜头在放这个奉献者在做这个公开的唱诵。
So there's so many movies, but somehow Krishna arranges they go to that one.
虽然有那么多电影，但是不知怎么的 Krishna 就做出安排，让这个奉献者曾经的奉献者就看到了这个有奉献者的电影。
Okay.
好，
还有没有？上面就是这个问题，上面还有一个问题漏掉了，您看一下。后面是那个达西。
我问过了这个问题，关于派书的。
这个问过了，然后回答过了是吧？
对对。
好。
好，那还有 Bhagavad 的一个问题，没有启迪的奉献者，在没有得到任何年长奉献者认可的情况下，开始对奉献者讲课、讲经典，讲出这样一些概念来，比如说奉献者心中的超灵是简单的马哈布，或者看来就是五圣体，而不是 Vishnu。Maharaj, some new devotee haven't got initiation and also have no permission from senior devotees, or they just start to give lectures to devotees and on such they give some conception such as the super soul in the heart of devotee is Lord Chaitanya. It manifested as the Panchatattva. So does this okay?
Yeah. It depends on who you're worshiping. So the Vaishnavas, like us, we're worshiping Krishna, Lord Chaitanya. So that he manifests in the heart according to the devotee that, is worshiping. Ultimately, it's always
可
Krishna.
以这样说，就是说，我们内在超灵有赖于这个奉献者所崇拜的对象。如果比方说我们是崇拜 Grounding Tai 的，那么这个超灵它会展示为Grounding Tai。
Krishna is the origin of all the different incarnations and all the different Vishnus and everything. So ultimately, it's always Krishna, but different the yogis are usually worshiping Vishnu with the forearm, but we're worshiping Krishna, so that's Krishna and Lord Chaitanya.
当然 Krishna 是所有这些化身的源头。那么比方说瑜伽师他们会崇拜 Vishnu， 但是我们都崇拜主 Chaitanya。
So that's a good question.
所以这个问题是很好的一个问题，就是奉献者心中超灵是 Chaitanya Mahaprabhu。It also said that it's manifested as from Panchatattva.
Could be. Lord Chaitanya is always with the Panchatattva.
我说它扩展成这个 Panchatattva， 也可以会这样子，因为主 Chaitanya 总是跟 Panchatattva 五身体在一起。
They're all different expansions of Lord Chaitanya. He's the
他们
origin.
都是主 Chaitanya 不同的扩展。
So it depends on how you're worshiping, who you're thinking of.
所以这个我们这有赖于看我们心中是崇拜谁，以及我们是如何去崇拜的。
So, like Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, when you realize that him, Krishna, and the super soul are the same, that's very good.
Krishna 在博伽梵歌中讲到，如果你觉悟到 Krishna 跟心中超灵是同一的，这样非常好。
Because mostly people think of the super soul as a forearm Vishnu.
因为一般情况下，人们会认为超灵是四臂的 Vishnu 形象。
And I'm sure there's many who think of Shiva. The people that worship Shiva and think he's supreme, they'll think it's him in the heart.
有的人他们崇拜主 Shiva， 他们认为 Shiva 是至尊主，所以他们认为超灵就是 Shiva。
Okay?
可以吗？
Wow. Okay. Thank you very much. 谢谢。
非常感谢 Maharaj。Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay.
好，那么今天的
very
问题
good.
就到这里。
It's very good
很
that
好，
it's nice that
这些都是很好的问题。
it's nice that devotees are, looking for, they're curious and they're thinking deeply about what they're hearing and everything.
那奉献者们就是非常好问，人很好奇，希望了解更深刻的这些奉爱服务中的这些问题，就非常好。
Okay.
好，
谢谢. See you Wednesday.
好，我们星期三再见。Maharaj, thank you very much, and sorry to later for your breakfast.
Yeah. Okay.
好。
It's not okay. I'm not ready. I'm almost ready to eat anyway, so it wasn't. Okay.
好，我们非常感谢 Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Thanks, Prabhupada.
好，荣耀归于考试之王 Maharaj， 也感恩所有房间及的分享的聆听，感谢萨提玛塔吉。Hare Krishna.
Prantaparam.
All lower high side. Bandai. Comedy by Vijay.
Terima kasih, Mater Sukshma.